like the abs on that one.
Dang, that is unbelievable.
Where's Justin? Justin?
And I love some business, I believe.
Dude, I just lost 5 pounds.
All right. Way to go.
There you go. BLT. You wash your hands, man.
Yeah.
Look at the abs on this chick. I was just...
Hey, this guy, look, we are PFT, and you're watching
WGS-TV on YouTube.
only.
Welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and FXTV. I'm Double B, Billy Boudreaux, and this is going to be my Impact Wrestling review for the week of August 16, 2012. Now, this week's Impact Wrestling has basically been the fallout from Hardcore Justice, and it opened up exactly the way I thought it was going to open up, with Austin Aries to come out and proclaim that he is not a fluke because of his victory over Bobby Roode at the pay-per-view. Then we had Jeff Hardy come out to kind of build himself up in the Bound for Glory series, but Bully Ray comes out and starts basically more accusations about who's really behind Aces and Eights and everything that happened at the pay-per-view involving the Aces and Eights. And then we see this kind of weird cryptic message that somebody's going to get beat down, basically, in a sense. It's really hard to say, it was really hard to tell what they're talking about when they're talking like this, with the voice synthesizers and then disguisers and whatnot. It's really hard to tell who he exactly is that's underneath all of those masks, and really hard to tell who it is and what they're saying. But it's still by far the most interesting, one of the most interesting things that TNA has ever done is this whole Aces and Eights thing. Kind of more than Immortal, for one, and I really hate to say that, but you know, this will possibly be a much better gimmick, but much better worked gimmick, rather, I should say, than anything else, to be honest with you. This thing that's grabbing the most attention for TNA, and it's the Aces and Eights gimmick. So, very interesting opening start for Impact this week. I'm going to go 4 out of 5. Next up, we had the another Bound for Glory series match between former World Tag Team Champions in Samoa Joe and Magnus. Very good match. Key thing that Mick37, who I was with on Skype, said during the whole thing, he keeps noticing that Samoa Joe kind of keeps getting bigger and bigger, and I don't mean in the sense of his status in the company, but it was still a very good worked match. Samoa Joe gets the win with a Mahi Straw Cradle, and then Magnus kind of goes crazy. He picks up a chair and knocks Samoa Joe in the arm with a chair. I'm thinking that might have been a botched spot. I'm not entirely positive. You know, I don't know if the spot really called for Magnus to swing a chair and Samoa Joe to catch it on the arm. I'm not really entirely sure if that's the way it was supposed to go down. I'm thinking possible botch. I am not entirely 100% sure, but you know, for some reason I just get the feeling that that spot didn't go the way it was supposed to. It's just, you know, it's just my feeling on it. As far as this match goes in the after-match activity, I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5. Next up, Madison Rayne and Earl Hebner are in the ring celebrating the Knockouts title victory, if I could learn to talk right. Then Brooke Hogan comes out and kind of says it kind of smells like fishy. It's Earl Hebner's Ben Gate. That's why it smelled fishy, Brooke Hogan. Well, next thing you know, we have the announcement that Brooke Hogan makes the announcement that Earl Hebner will no longer be officiating any Knockouts matches, especially anyone's concerning Madison Rayne, and that Madison Rayne will be defending her title against Miss Tessmacher, rematch clause, and there will be a special guest referee. But now, following this segment, and by the way, I'm going to keep note that Madison Rayne actually challenged Brooke Hogan to get into the ring with her. Brooke Hogan accepted, ran into the ring, and Madison Rayne bolted. So I'm going to give it a score just on that segment alone. 4 out of 5. Madison Rayne, smoking hot. I never thought I would hear myself saying this, but I so want to be Earl Hebner so badly. especially when Madison Rain was tongue raping him. Oh Lord. Next up, Brooke Hogan's in the ring, and next thing you know, we see two members of the Aces and Eights come out, and then it kind of empties out the locker room. We had Kurt Angle, James Storm, Sting, AJ Styles. They all came out for Brooke Hogan's defense, and then Sting makes the challenge for Aces and Eights to actually show up and fight all of them at Open Fight Night next week. Now, I want to tell you this: the majority of this first hour of the program involved the Aces and Eights. The Samoa Joe Magnus match was good, and the opening segment, Aries, Hardy, and Bully Ray. Next up, we go to AJ Styles and Daniels, and here was what made the match interesting. The matchup was already going to be epic in itself, because it's AJ Styles and Daniels. And they've got a past history, and every one of their matches, whether it had a special stipulation or not, has always been epic. And this match was no exception. No exception to the rule. Because AJ Styles and Daniels, I want to call out, now normally, pardon me, normally I don't call out a fellow tweeter and YouTuber out on something, but I just have to on this instance. Just have to on this instance. Now, I'm not saying to... I'm not going to say anything derogatory, like other people have done to stir up drama. Okay, that's not what I'm about. But it's just something I have to call him out and call him out on. All right, and it's Chase Oliver, and he's a good reviewer here on YouTube. I'm not going to say anything bad about him, but on Twitter, he's always saying that AJ Styles cannot cut a good promo. I have to disagree. I think AJ Styles has got really good mic skills. He's always cut a really great promo to me, and he's always got good in-ring work. So, we're all entitled to our opinion. Maybe Chase kind of sees AJ Styles' mic skills in a different aspect than I do. We're all entitled to our own opinions. And that's why I respectfully disagree with his opinion. Because like I said, I respect everybody's opinion, but in a sense, and I'm not doing this to stir up any drama, but Chase, I gotta disagree with you. I gotta disagree with you on the fact that you said that AJ Styles cannot cut a good promo. I've always thought AJ Styles has great in-ring work and great mic skills and good promo work. He's always done good promo work. I've been following AJ Styles ever since I started following TNA back in 2003 is when I first started watching TNA. And he's always had good mic work, good in-ring work. So, even though I do respect your opinion of him, Chase, I gotta disagree with what you said. I have to. So, hopefully if you see this, that, you'll take it to heart that, like I said, I'm not saying this to start up any rumors, start up any drama or anything like that. It's just one YouTuber to another, one tweeter to another. I respectfully disagree with what you said. Now, as far as this matchup goes, the stipulation going is if Daniels beat AJ Styles, he would admit to being Claire Lynch's, the father of Claire Lynch's baby. And to be honest with you, I'm getting a little sick and tired of this stupid storyline of Claire Lynch. No disrespect. Well, maybe yes, maybe some disrespect, because this storyline has just been absolutely atrocious, absolutely just horrid. I mean, they're taking TNA and they're kind of turning it into Jerry Springer, in a sense. Like you're the baby's daddy, or maybe an episode of Maury Povich. Who knows? And it's actually saddening that I actually know those names. But it's just getting totally sickening about this whole thing, And, somebody's just got to say, enough's enough. Can the Claire Lynch storyline put it to rest, get it over with? Because, well, let me say this. I'm sick of seeing the Claire Lynch storyline. I'm sick of it. It's been a horrid storyline from the get-go. I mean, when they brought her in and they had her go out there and admit that she was the person who AJ Styles and Dixie Carter were trying to help, and notice that too. Notice that too, and in the start of this whole storyline, that Dixie Carter and AJ Styles were the one who were heavily involved into it. Now, where's Dixie Carter now? You know, she basically said one thing about the whole thing with Claire Lynch and AJ Styles being the father of her baby, and that was it. So, it's a horrid storyline. It's got to stop, and hopefully, you know, with AJ Styles beating Daniels tonight, maybe we've seen the end of it. Hopefully. Hopefully. I'm not 100% sure if this is the end of the storyline or not. I wish it would be, to be honest with you, because that's how sick I am of the stupid storyline. But be that as it may, the matchup in itself, just tremendous, tremendous. 5 out of 5 for me. It was a great match with Styles and Daniels. And like I said, it doesn't matter what kind of stipulation it had. Styles and Daniels will always be a 5-star epic match. Then we have Madison Rayne and Miss Tessmacher for the Knockouts title. By the way, kudos to the cameraman backstage for the great shots of Madison Rayne and Miss Tessmacher. If you didn't watch Impact Wrestling this week, you missed out on some great camera work when it comes to the Knockouts. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to give you guys. You missed out some really good stuff. They had a special guest referee, Terrell Terrain, I believe was the name they used for her, but she was better known as former ECW General Manager Tiffany. Yes, the former Mrs. Drew McIntyre is now in TNA. And apparently she's in the movie The Campaign with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. That I did not know. That I did not know. But I wish we had more referees that looked like her. I'll tell you that. But good match. But Miss Tessmacher ends up winning back the Knockouts title, kind of making Madison Rayne look like a transitional champion. I mean, you know, if you put the title on Madison Rayne, I heard a lot of people, I think even Ashley was asking me, why put it on Madison Rayne at the pay-per-view? The only answer that I could come up with for that question was probably have a way to bring Tiffany in. That would be my only answer. Then next up we have Jeff Hardy and Bully Ray. Great match for the Bound for Glory series. We didn't see any interference from the Aces and Eights until after the match was over. Jeff Hardy gets the win in a really good match. You had 2 members of the Aces and Eights come out, and they kind of draw out the Austin Aries, Kurt Angle, Styles and them, and Sting, and they kind of go after those 2. But Bully Ray kind of turns to James Storm, who was there at ringside, and kind of calls him out on something. James Storm comes into the ring, and they start getting into a shoving match, and James Storm goes to give him the last call super kick. Bully Ray gets out of the way, and Jeff Hardy gets clocked. And then next thing you know, Bully Ray heads out of the ring, and then the Aces and Ace come out, 4 members, and they start applauding James Storm, and then they start attacking him. And guys, what have I been telling you on my past few reviews? Way too obvious for it to be James Storm. Way too obvious. Ashley said it. I've said it. And I've said it multiple times on Twitter. Way too obvious for it to be James Storm. I'm just sorry, guys. I'm sorry to say I told you so, but I told you so. I'm pretty sure anybody could have told you that it wasn't going to be James Storm behind the Aces and Eights. But one thing Ashley did bring up to me is the fact that Bully Ray was never touched. Bully Ray has never been touched by the Aces and Eights yet. So maybe that could be something. Something we don't know. But as far as my overall score for this week's show, I'm going to go 4 out of 5 on this one. Despite the lack of matches, we had really epic matches. I love the Samoa Joe Magnus match. AJ Styles and Daniels, always epic. Always epic, no matter what. Tess Mocker and Madison Rayne, it was great. Knockouts always much more exciting to watch than the WWE Divas, sorry to say. Great finish with Jeff Hardy and Bully Ray, and now the realization that James Storm is not the one behind the Aces and Eights because Aces and Eights beat him down. So I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen on Open Fight Night next week when they actually do collide, and maybe we'll find out just who is behind the Aces and Eights. So you know what? Instead of telling me what you guys thought of Impact Wrestling this week, I want to know from you guys. Now that James Storm, excuse me, now that James Storm has been basically cleared in a sense of being the one behind the Aces and Eights, who do you guys think it actually is? Because I want to hear from you guys. I think this is a very interesting topic. And I really want to hear back from you guys. You know, who do you think could be behind the Aces and Eights? I want to hear what you guys have to say. Put your answers in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Don't forget to subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer, youtube.com/ZFXTV Network, and youtube.com/ZFXFame. So with that being said, I'm WB Billy Boudreaux saying thank you very much for watching.
GCW, Gulf Coast Wrestling, where the bad boys play.
Gulf Coast Wrestling of Louisiana proudly presents its return to Abbeville as it presents the Back to School Brawl 2012, Saturday, August 18th at the Abbeville American Legion Hall. Come out and support Louisiana GCW as we bring you the most high, intense impact action that the state has to offer, including superstars like Scott Phoenix, Abbeville's own Flip, the Wolfman Jackson, the current GCW Tag Team Champions, Mustang Mike and Psycho Mike, the Dark Alliance. How will they retain their titles this show? Also, the GCW Extreme Champion Shark Bait, and the one and only man from Greenland. Yes, it's the Green Man. Also appearing, the GCW Heavyweight Champion, The Rocket. Now with the separation of high definition, AOT turned his back on the only one Sean Dunn. How will this dissipate in the show for Back to School Brawl? And the awaited arrival of two of the greatest GCW Zero Gravity champions in the history. Christian Blake and Blue Chipper set it off to go one-on-one to determine who faces the current GCW Zero Gravity champion, the Insane Machine Cody Hawkins. All this and more at the Back to School Brawl. You can get your tickets at the door or call 772-8010, 517-6548, or 517-0823. Once again, Louisiana, this is GCW at its best. Coming back to Abbeville, August 18th, Abbeville American Legion Hall. Back to School Brawl 2012. You don't want to miss this, folks. You have every opportunity, so get your tickets now. This is action. This is adrenaline. This is GCW.